Good morning, all. Welcome to our monthly third Thursday Lunch and Learn. I am honored this month to have Mollie Davis with us. Mollie is a Creighton University Law School student, a third year, about to graduate in June and May. And 2 years ago, Mollie participated in the Nuremberg to the Hague program. That's where I got to meet her and have some very interesting discussions on numerous topics involved in our experiences there. And this past October, Mollie wrote and shared with me a very moving piece in Times of Israel. And I was so moved by it and emotionally moved that I shared it with a number of you in the community and also asked her at that point if she would be our presenter in one of our lunch and learns, and she's graciously agreed. And just a little other background, she's from out east, and she is also has an interest in history and in military history and national security academia. And let me introduce to you Mollie Davis, and I will turn it over to you at this point and put myself on mute.
Hey, hello. I have to figure out how to share my screen, so give me 1 second before I start, but it's good to see everyone. Where is the button? Sorry, I'm trying to okay, there it is.
Right
It's
down at the
bright
bottom.
green. I completely missed
Yep.
it. Okay. Can people still see that? We good? Okay. So hi, thank you for the introduction, Scott. That was all very, very kind. Just one point of clarification before I do start like my presentation. I have a um speech impediment. I am a person who st 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 stutters. It's just like the way that I talk, but I like to clarify that beforehand since I will be talking quite a bit here. So yeah, really glad to be here. So just a little bit of background about me. So I grew up in southern but I grew up in southern Maryland in Southern Baptist Church, which I don't really affiliate with at this point in my life, but I but like I like say that for kind of I guess some like just context, like my background, like growing up, like I sorry, I'm figuring out how to resource it. Like growing up, I think so my exposure to Jewish people was always pretty positive. Like I do not think, at least in my childhood slash teenhood, I was really exposed to anti-Semitism kind of just point blank. So just like a little bit more about my background. Um, um, as a teenager, I spent a lot of time on the internet. I made a lot of different friends across the internet. I had a Jewish friend as a teenager through like the Broadway fandom, who was an Orthodox Jew, and so she would turn her um phone off on Fridays, and I'd be like, you know, like where are you going? And she would like explain it to me. So I learned about that through her, which is really great. Um, I was super into the falsettos, like the falsettos musical, like so so when I was a teenager, and that's a Jewish story, so I learned a lot through that too. And then when I was applying to law schools, I I I um I um I um I found out about the Nuremberg program when I was first looking into law schools. It seemed super intriguing to me, so I applied to Creighton largely because of that. Obviously, I got accepted to Creighton, which is really great, and then I moved to Nebraska to start school here. So kind of winding it back before the program, kind of like 2023, before I left for the program in 2024. So I am the type of person that the first thing that I do is when I wake up in the morning is I check Twitter. Should I do that? No, it's not really the healthiest thing to do, but it's what I do. And so I woke up on October 7th and I checked Twitter because that's what I always do. And of course, like the first thing I saw was all of the footage from October 7th. Um, and I remember it upset me a lot because it was just so terrible, like the clips I was seeing and the photos I was seeing. And I think my first thought was kind of like, oh my gosh, like this is so terrible. Obviously, everybody will also agree that this is terrible. And so it was really jarring when I started to realize that people were unfortunately not in agreement that it was really terrible. And I think the emotion that I felt the most strongly in all of that was just confusion because I was cognizant of it's like I was cognizant of like the fact that anti-Semitism like existed and was like a prevalent thing still, but like I don't think I fully understood just how prevalent it still was. And so I was seeing all of these things and just feeling very, very confused. And I think like like so that whole like confusion kind of just grew and grew throughout like the time from like October 7th through like the campus movement and everything. Like it was really hard for me to see things that I sorry, I forgot how to phrase this. It was hard for me to like see things like it was hard for me to see things and like feeling like it was hard for me to like see these horrible things and like it felt so simple like to me that like this is horrible and it was hard for me to see people who like I'm so sorry I'm like speaking in circles here. It was just hard for me because I think I've always tried to be an optimistic person. I've always tried to show people grace and like I didn't realize how hateful people truly were, I don't think. And so that was just a very like disorientating time for me. But it but like I like I but like I do think that it kind of pushed me like to want to learn more and to understand more. And so this was all 2023 kind of up through 2024. And then in July, we left for the Nuremberg program. So my times of Israel blog post, I talk a bit about how our journey to Europe was kind of a mess. So so we were so we were sitting on the plane for 3 hours and then the flight got canceled. This was at like 1 in the morning, so we had to go to a hotel. And then the flight the next day left at 5 in the morning. We got to Amsterdam. And the plane had like the plane people had um had um had um had lost my suitcase. It took them a long time to find that. And then we had to go straight from like the airport to like the inn Frank house. And so like by the time that we got there, like I was exhausted, I was still very jet lagged. And so how I processed seeing that was a little bit different just because like I was so exhausted, like my head was pounding, I was very jet lagged. But in some sense, I do think I don't know if this like I've been trying to figure out how to phrase this. I think it was almost a quote unquote good way to process uh, 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 like to like process like to process like to process that just to the extent of like it's such a somber and like sad place. And so like I think it was almost good to kind of be more somber, like even though I was exhausted. So we did that first. And then from and then from there we traveled to The Hague. And the focus in our time in The Hague was on international criminal law more. It's like a broad topic in terms of like the modern day and like how criminal law is treated in our current time. So we traveled like to all like the criminal courts. Sorry, one second. And so like we and so we traveled to all like the current criminal courts, like the International Court of Justice and those things. That was that was super interesting. And then from there and then from there from there so we finally traveled to Germany um to to get 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 settled get settled to get settled to get settled to get settled to living in Nuremberg. So so while we were staying in Germany, so we traveled to the Nuremberg Trials Courthouse, and we traveled to the Nazi rally grounds, like that are still in place in Nuremberg, and then I think it was like the second weekend of the program, a a um a group of us took the train to Dachau, and for those of you that have traveled there before, like if you have like the back part of it, it's like it was formerly used for it was formerly used for an execution like like for an execution range. And since then the people who are in charge for like I guess turning the camp to like I museum have turned it into like a sort of like peace walkway thing. There's like a lot of flowers, there's a lot of like memorial plaques and things like that. And so two of my friends and I were walking back there, and and the couple who was the couple who was the couple who was walking in front of us stopped and like turned around and it turned around to look at us, the and the and the woman was like, hi, like, do you speak English? And we were like, of course we do, like, hi. Well, like, we didn't say like of course we do, but like so we were like, hi, like, yes, like, what's going on? She she introduced herself to us and was like, hi, like, this is like my first time here. And then she told us that her father that her father was in prison there when he was a teenager. We were like, wow, oh my gosh, like, that's a lot. And so we were talking about that, at, and at so, at some point at some point during our conversation, she was telling us her and her husband had um had just come from a trip to Israel, and so we were talking a little bit about that. And we and like so we like told her like some stuff about like the program we were on. We talked for quite a bit. She was so sweet. Like, we all cried. It was really nice. And so yeah, that was just a great interaction. Like, it's it's hard to say that that's my favorite part of the trip, because like, I don't know if like favorite is the right word to use when it was so sad too, but I think that was like a highlight of like the trip for me, was our conversation with her. And it gave me like a lot to think about too. And then from Germany, we went to Poland. We met up with Scott. Yay! And so the first thing that and so like the first thing like the so we did in Poland so was a like Jewish tour of Krakow, which was super interesting. We got to go to a couple different historical synagogues. We got to go to a Jewish like a Jewish cemetery, which is really interesting. Um so we also saw so like where like the former Jewish ghettos so we're in Krakow, which is obviously really sad, but that was also really interesting. And then of course we went to Auschwitz, and obviously terribly sad. Um in the first camp, because like it's like partially like they have like they have like different like museum spaces and such. And there's one room in particular where like each like it's all like it's all like wall to wall footage like of like home like home like home home like home videos like of the Jewish community before the Holocaust, and they're playing very like somber music with them. And to me, like I think that was just so powerful to me because it was showing Jewish life like before like the Holocaust, and there were so many clips of like families and kids, and they were all so happy. And that was just like it was a lot. But I think about that still all the time, like just like that, because it was like all like wall to wall to wall with like the movies, and it was just with like the somber music and everything. It was really, really powerful. I still think about that quite a bit. Um, and so then after Poland, we traveled to Austria. We got to go up to Eagle's Nest, and this was super. And this was super interesting to me in particular because I'm a huge fan of the TV show Band of Brothers, and so that was really interesting. Overall, the program we did a lot on the program, as you can tell. It's like this country and this country and this country, but it was a truly, truly great program. I cannot speak highly enough of it. And Scott, so that was all really, really great. It was obviously terribly, terribly terribly, terribly sad too, but just speaking in general, it was a great program. I'm very, very grateful that I did it. And I would talk about it a little bit more like later in the presentation, but to move on for now, where's my, oh, it's not, oh my gosh, I'm moving the wrong way. Sorry, the slides are moving the wrong way. Give me one moment. I'm so sorry about this. Okay, we're here. Okay, there we go. So this is just a little bit more information about the Holocaust survivor whose child that we got to talk to at the Dachau. He is on the left side in this picture, so that's him right there. But so that's him right there. But this is just a little bit more information about him. His um his his um his son Daniel was who was who was who that was who was who founded the snack company Kind Bars, which is really cool. Their whole family's just like oh my gosh, I can't talk. Like their whole family is just fantastic. I adore their family a lot. But yeah, that's him on the left side of the picture. And like it says in the thing, like after like the war, he was very, very skinny. So next slide. See if my slides work this time. Okay, there we are. Here are some pictures from the program. There's Scott right there. This was from like the former Nazi rally grounds in Germany. This is the courthouse in Nuremberg. That's up at the Eagle's Nest. This photo here is from a museum part of Auschwitz. And then this picture here, so like about 5 minutes away from Auschwitz, there is a small kind of like independent Jewish museum that's like some more focused kind of like on the like on the Jewish community that on the Jewish community that used to live in the town that like the camp is in. And so this is in the synagogue there, which I found really peaceful. I'm glad we got to go there. Like straight after like on the camp, I found that to be a really good place to kind of process all our emotions about the campaign. And I'm very, very glad we got to go there too. But that's a picture there, and then that's like the Nuremberg courthouse. And like I said, there's Scott. So moving on to after I came home from the program, because so we came home at the end of July, and so of course um a few weeks after we got home, the beautiful six hostages were killed. I saw a clip. I don't know if sharing screens allows sound to work. We can see, but it also has closed captions on it. So, but I saw this clip shortly after that. I'm trying to get up into the tab and like it won't let me go into the tab.
When you go to share, if you press to share audio, it will.
Share volume. Okay.
Or share, it should say share audio, I believe.
I am now screen sharing. Yes, I know that. Um, I'm gonna try it for 2 seconds, and if it like it's okay, like it has like closed captions on it, so like even if like the sound doesn't work. So no, sorry. I'm, tr I'm trying to close the tab. It's like my laptop is being okay. There we go. But some page that I follow had shared that speech like close like to that time, and like and like obviously like she's a great public speaker. She is such a powerful speaker. I adore Rachel so much. And so I and so I and so I saw that speech, and I was like thinking about it a lot because I had just come home like from like the program and was like, like thinking a lot about the things I had seen over the past month. And then I saw that speech and like I was thinking about it more, and I was like, like I don't have an excuse. Like, I don't have an excuse to not be posting about it, to not be sharing these things. And so I posted a couple things about Hirsch on it's a platform called Tumblr. Like it's like a pretty like fandomy social media place. Like I spend a lot of time on there. And so I had posted a few things about Hirsch on my Tumblr, and I got a message from a follower who was like, "Thank you so much for posting about this. Like, I understand you aren't Jewish. Like, I was so glad to see you post something about that." Just going on and on and on. It was very, very sweet. I was like, "Oh my gosh, like you're so kind." But in my head, I was like, it almost felt a little bit dramatic just because like I didn't think that I was like doing anything especially meaningful or especially important. Like I was just like I I think that I shared like two things. I didn't really think about it very much. I was like, like this is terrible what happened. So like I'm gonna share about it. Like I didn't think about it very like like I didn't think about it super like profoundly, but obviously it meant the world to this friend of mine. So I was like, okay, like obviously I have to keep posting about it. I have to keep looking more into this. And so I and so I and so I kind of started to follow more pages on like Jewish social media quite a bit after that. I started to follow more pages that were based in Israel, which all kind of snowballed into because because on Instagram, people can see like the things you like so if like someone like that you follow like likes a certain post, it'll be like your friend Molly liked this. And so around the end of 2024, I got a text from a person we had not spoken in maybe 2 years, and she was like, "Hey Molly, can I talk to you about something? It's really important." She didn't offer any context, just, "Hey, can I talk to you about something? It's important." So of course I was like, "Oh my gosh, of course!" Like, what's going on? And then her next message was like, um, well, well, it's myself and some people from the group chat, which was an old group chat, people hadn't talked in like a couple of years. So like obviously like the first slide was like, okay, like there's a different group chat that I'm not in where like people have been discussing this. But anyway, she was like, some people from the group chat and I are just like concerned about things that you've been liking on Instagram. Again, she didn't offer any context. She didn't like explain fully yet. So I was still really confused. I was like, did I click something on accident? Like, oh my goodness, this is probably just some big misunderstanding. So I again was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so sorry. Like, can you like show me what you're talking about? And the example post that she sent me was a post that was like, like it's not like helping or kind or to like to comment like to like to like to comment like on kids bar meant to post like trying like to talk about like the war. And it was phrased a lot more like snarkier than that, but like the crux of the post was like you shouldn't be harassing children about a war. Like that's wrong. Like that's anti-Semitism. And so I was still really confused. I was like, okay, like that's like I don't see what's wrong with that. And apparently the person that posted it had posted some like different, like more like inflammatory things, but I didn't see those posts because I didn't follow this person. I just saw this one post that I didn't think there was anything wrong with because it wasn't. But she was like, yeah, like it's not just that, like it's like a lot of different pages that like you've been like engaging with about like Israel and like the hostages and stuff. And like we're just concerned that you're being like radicalized into white supremacy. And if I could go back, I'd be like, white supremacists hate Jews. Like, what are you talking about? But at the time, like, I think I was just so like shocked that it was happening that I was kind of like, oh, like, like I can assure you that I'm not a white supremacist. Like, I would hope you would, like know that because we were friends for a long time. But like, I'm all good. Like, I'm like, my bad, I guess. But like, and like at the time, like, I do think that I was a bit of a pushover with them, which I regret looking back. But like I said, like I think I was just so shocked because like I had ever experienced a confrontation like that, and I was just like felt kind of trapped. But that happened, and I was like, okay, so like obviously posting about these things kind of comes at like this like kind of comes at, like some sort of cost, but also that was just so like ridiculous to an extent. I was like, okay, like that was weird, moving on. But I continued on to follow the hostage crisis through the new year, which of course led into January and February. And my slides are messing up again. So let me click it. Oh, and of course, what happened in February 2025. And I think people who followed the hostage crisis closely will like understand what I'm talking about. Where about in like January, where like more people were starting to come home, but like they still weren't bringing Shiri back. And it's like, okay, like all of the like female hostages have been released, are starting to release the men. And she's like, it was just like that sinking sense of dread where like I think it just became more clear and more clear how the story was going to end, which just it was just so sad. Like I still think about it a lot. It makes me really upset. I was so upset that week. Like I was glued to my phone about it. I was crying like on and off. I was just so distraught. And I think it was just so, and like I call it my personal Rubicon crossing of sorts because I think still up to that point, I tried to tell myself, people who say things about the crisis that I don't agree with or like I think are kind of wrong. Like they're just confused. They're just like misunderstanding things. They just like read more, like they would think differently. Like they're just misunderstanding it. Like they're just confused. And I think this was kind of my point where I was like, okay, like people who are tweeting awful things that are like happy about like the murder of children are not just like misunderstanding something. Like they're just bigots. But this was just a very it was a I don't want to call it a weird time because that feels like it's downplaying it to like some extent, but like the more I tried to process it and think about it and see what people were saying when I saw people who were making so many excuses for what happened to them, it like it like it felt like I was staring at people who would have excused killing Jews throughout the Holocaust. And I was like, okay, like obviously this isn't just a misunderstanding. And like, but like I still didn't really know what to do with that because I was so angry. Like I was like raging angry. I was so mad at the world, at basically everybody. And it was frustrating to me too, because like I understand that people can't post about every awful thing that happens in the world. That's too much, just like in it general. But like the thing that I think was frustrating to me was seeing people who do post about, like pretty much every terrible thing that ever happens in the world not posting about this. I was like this feels weird. Like spending so much time on like Instagram and Twitter and stuff, it was really frustrating because like the only other people I saw who were posting about this were like Jewish people. And I was like, where's everybody else? Like, hello. And so I felt very I I think the best word to describe how I felt around this time would just be like I felt very resentful of people who were not speaking up about it, which has been a line to walk because it's not healthy to be ticked off 24 hours a day, but you also can't coddle people. So trying to find like the line to walk in that journey has been a journey, which leads me to my next thing. Um, so and before I start this part, I just want to say that I do understand all of this is so much um simpler to like so much simpler to say as opposed to do. I still struggle with all of this. It's not being like I'm perfect now. Like you guys just listen to me. Because I still struggle with this quite a bit. But I think in terms of talking about how impactful the abroad program was to how I viewed like anti-Semitism and how I viewed history and things, I think it was so impactful to me because I was already kind of like halfway there. Like I was like so I was like already like asking questions. I was already curious. And so I think that's why the program was so impactful to me. And so like I think it's important to at least to the extent that you can. Like I said, I know it is much easier said than done. I spend a lot of time on social media. I have to pull myself away from like, just like screaming at people on Twitter sometimes. But I think it is so much more productive to talk to people who are already curious, who like genuinely do want to engage in the conversation. It is hard to find those people sometimes, but like I but like I but like I used to be just one of those people, and I do think that it's important. Again, this is something that I've gotten better with at time. Just kind of funny sidebar to this. So so I was at home, so at my parents' house at close like to Christmas, and I was talking to my dad because this was shortly following like the Bondi Beach terrorist attack, and we were talking. He was like, like you wear like your necklace a lot, you wear like hostage shared a lot, and like I'm proud of you, I'm glad that you're like passionate about these things, but, like has kind of like 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 um like has like a one no, like has like and like hey, it was like like has like anyone ever like confronted you or like said anything to you, I'm I'm like I am glad that you're like passionate about these things, like you're still my kid, like I worry about you. And I was like, oh, I would love for somebody to say something to me. And he was like, okay, well, I hope somebody doesn't. And it's odd too because I'm really not a very confrontational person, like like I'm in like 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 so I'm in law school, and and like so I like enjoy, like courtroom confrontation type stuff. But personally, I am really not a confrontational person. I don't really like arguing with people. I'm a very shy person. And I've found over time that like I think this topic has become like the one thing where like I am a very confrontational person, which again, like I say all here is a line to walk. But like I think the program was so impactful to me because it I think it physicalized the Holocaust and anti-Semitism, because like you go to like the concentration camps, and like I think seeing that in person really like cemented. And like of course like I and like of course like I like uh, 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 and like and like of and like of course I like uh, understood like before the program, like like the Holocaust happened, it was really bad, but I think seeing it in person really drives it home in a very unique way. So I'm glad that I got to do that. But yeah, like I said, it's line you have to walk, which I think I've improved at with time, but I'm still on that journey. This is what I'm reading right now, just in terms of like the Holocaust and anti-Semitism. The Last of Us is really, really, really good. I highly recommend that book. It is very, very like tragic too, but it's really good. I was told to read that by someone in um so I was told to read that through someone in Roman Lubetsky's family. They recommended that to me, so I read it. It was really good. People love Dead. She was also really, really good. Um, like so many people were like, "Oh, you have to read this book," and so I asked for it for Christmas. My parents were like, like, okay, like it's like, what do you want for Christmas? Like, so what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, oh, like, like there's this book called like people love like like and because like it's a kind of like it's a kind of like unprovocative title, and it's like my parents were like, is there anything else you want for Christmas? Like they got it for me. It's very, very good. Then of course, Man's Search for Meaning is also a really good book that Harsh's parents talk about quite a bit, because he would apparently quote it to the other hostages when they were in Gaza. So this kind of concludes my general spiel. Thank you guys so, so much. Like I say here, I appreciate this community so, 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 so much. And my um times of Asriel blog post, I talk about having a quote from I talk about having a quote from Rachel, so my email signature, and this is that quote. I love this quote. I adore Rachel so much. I think she's a great public speaker. I want her to write a book, but and wait, I think she actually is actually. I think it's coming out later this year now that I think about that. But anyways, I adore her. And and I and I and I I think this quote really truly encapsulates the importance of programs like the Nuremberg program, because I think by traveling to these places and seeing these things in person, uh, I, like I, like I, like I think by traveling to these places and seeing these things in person, like I think we are quote unquote like like I think like we are doing. So I love this quote. I think it really encapsulates the importance of programs like the one that I did here at Creighton. Again, wonderful program, changed my life. And so yeah, this is where to find me. I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, probably more time than I should. And then there's my blog for Times of Israel. I post on there about like once every couple months or so. So you can always find me on there. And then my email, you are more than welcome to contact me. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Molly.
Yay.
If you want to just put your screen back to stop with the sharing,
Yes.
get everybody. And
Trying to figure, okay, stop share.
there we go.
There we
So what's
go.
next, Molly? What's next in
Um,
your advocacy? How do you build
Hi,
upon
Professor
being?
Kelly. I didn't realize you were on here. Hi.
He's not
Um,
grading.
can you
What's next in
repeat the
your
question? I'm
what do you
sorry, I
think
wasn't
is
paying
next
attention
for
because I was like, oh,
you?
Professor Kelly's here.
Sure. In your allyship? So from all of this, you're here today now. It's almost 2 years. You're processing this. You're about to take the bar exam. What do you think is next for you in continuing as an ally or building others to be an ally?
That's a good question. I mean, I enjoy the whole, I enjoy the whole, I enjoy the whole, we'll get there. I enjoy the whole, I, I enjoy the whole writing process a lot. So like I think trying to find more ways to do that, maybe publishing in like different places. Cause like I enjoy publishing through like the Times of Israel a lot, but you're also kind of speaking to people who already agree with you, which like that's not necessarily a bad thing, but like I would like to expand writing like for maybe different audiences. So looking at how to find my way in that. So
Did you I mean, have you received other feedback from for example, from the article that you shared with me, the blog post that you?
yeah, yeah, people have I sent me emails. That's been really nice. I'm always like, oh, that's so nice. Like I don't deserve that, but
It's very gratifying that when the things that we talked about on my end in Poland and to see what happens with it. And I think it's Molly, it's just amazing. I think that I couldn't have imagined in such an amazing way the impact that you're having carrying it forward. I think it's just great. Are there any other questions of Molly? Well, I encourage you after July, when she takes the bar exam and has a little bit of time, she's hopefully planning, well, she's told me she's planning on sticking around in this community that all of you also get to meet her. Very interesting person, but I love the conversations we've had, but also further you've taught us. And that's, as a teacher, that's the greatest thing, is to have somebody who you've taught then go forth and teach others. So I really want to thank you. I wish you the best of luck. I know this isn't going to be the last time I'm going to see you, but um,
You're
thank you.
stuck with me, I'm
Yeah, I'm
afraid.
stuck with you.
So
Exactly. But that's, believe me, that's quite okay. When you sent me the article and, after I was done crying, I shared it with the community. I mean, people had to see this. I mean, it's exactly what we hope to have happen on my end by what we teach. And so, if anything, too, you encourage people like me to keep doing what we're doing. And so I really want to thank you also. And if there aren't any other questions, I want to thank you all for being here. Next month, we actually have another Creighton person, but it is from the dental school. We have Dr. Jerry Crane, who is the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, who is a second generation. Her mother was a survivor, and she has been based heavily out of Kansas City, going back and forth the last few years. And Lori Sullivan introduced me to her, and she had a son who was in high school who's now in college, and so she's able to spend more time and is going to eventually be a part of our speakers bureau here, but she's going to be presenting in April, and I hope that all of you will be with us. And again, Molly, thank you. Just as another announcement, our community commemoration of Yom HaShoah, of the memory of the Holocaust, will be on Wednesday evening, April 19th at 6:30 here at the Jewish Community Center. And former Dr. Ken Wald, who grew up in Lincoln and who has a very interesting Holocaust story, will be our speaker. So I thank you all for being here. Molly, you're the greatest. You hit it out of the ballpark. And I will see you all next month, if not sooner. Thank you all.
thank you. Oh, thank you.
Molly, thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're
Thank
great.
you.
Thanks. Have a good rest again. Good luck this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Bye.
Thank you.